Hello, and this video is about how you as a dentist or as a doctor, podiatrist, optometrist, or as a restaurant owner, or as a carpet cleaner, or as a dry cleaner, car mechanic, or anything, anybody who has a local business, a business where he draws business from the local area, can get a lot more referrals and can actually get brand new business by the truckload without having to advertise. Alright, this is what this video is all about. It's about one very specific way on how to do that. It is part of a big family which we are teaching here at Doctor Relation or at Flash Marketing. It's a very specific video which shows you on how to do one particular step, but the principle is well used by us since about 18 some years. Alright? And that is, the principle is this. Let me first talk about the principle, otherwise you might have a problem getting me. You might have a problem getting me anyway. Not because of you, but because the way I speak. So, here it is. You've got to be, as a business owner, trying to get other people to promote you. I don't think that's anything very new. You just, in most cases, have no clue how the hell to get about it. Yes, you know how to ask your patients for referrals, and you think that if you do a good job in dentistry or podiatry or as a restaurant, people will refer you, and they do. Not enough, however, as you might have noticed. Simply not enough. Simply not enough. So, you need to have other ways to encourage that. There are ways to do that where even people, and that's the only way to do it, that's the only way to do it, even people who are not currently your patients must refer you. You don't achieve that, you keep spending money on advertising and get very little. And here's the thing, in the near future, in terms of economy, we're talking now the end of, the middle end of, 2010, and I'm telling you, the big crash is yet to come, but that's my opinion, you don't need to subscribe to it. The big crash economically is yet to come, okay? And if in the last 1 or 2 years you think you had financial trouble, and you think you had less new patients, and you think your marketing efforts brought less, brought you less people and they spent less, so together is like quite a bit less. If that has happened to you already, I am telling you, be prepared to it getting worse. Not a little bit worse continuously, but it getting like that worse. But that's my opinion. Now, you, in order to overcome that particular down, or if it doesn't happen, which would be wonderful, I would prefer that myself. If it doesn't happen, to go grow like crazy, okay, you need, either way, you need the community to promote you, and by community I mean people who are not yet your clients or your patients. Alright, the only way to do that is if you provide something to your clients as well as to your non-clients out there, something of interest, something of great value, without you having to ask anything back and without you talking about your product. Let me repeat this, because this is super important. The only way you get the community behind you and pushing you up to total prosperity, to richness, to fame, and whatever, is if you find many reasons, today I'm only talking about one, if you find many reasons to give them something which is of great value to them, or of some value to them, of some interest to them, and ask nothing in return, and if it has nothing to do with your profession, super important that it has nothing to do with your profession. Plenty of things you want to do in that direction which have to do with your profession. I'm not saying that. Keep in mind, it's only a video about one thing, but you must do many entrance points, many avenues out there which create an interest about other things than what you do. Because no matter what it is you do, if you start pitching your service, people put the guard up, no matter what it is, okay? No matter what it is. You can't even barely walk away and give people a $5 bill for free because they'll go up, what's that? Anyway, you've got to be realizing you need to have many entrance points. Whether you're a dentist, a cardiologist, or a restaurant owner, whatever it is you provide in life, and no matter how important it is, yes, people die from heart disease and all that stuff, it is still only a small part of people's life. Keep that in mind, end of discussion. Thus, you need many entrance points. You need to be able that the community at large weaves you into their everyday communication. That's the principle. And keep in mind, I gotta expand on the principle a little more. That's the people at large, which, you want them to do that. If and when you offer something of great value to the community at large, you will be finding it rather easy to convince community leaders like fire departments, Red Cross departments, police departments, churches, very important, school teachers, Boy Scout leaders, youth organization leaders, sports clubs, little league type of leaders. You will be finding it absolutely powerful, relatively easy also, to convince those leaders to promote that great thing, that value you have for the community at large. Because it is those community leaders, which that is their life. That is their life. Most of them don't. They're not out there to make $1 million and $1 billion bucks. They choose community activity for that one reason and one reason only. And whether they choose it for that reason or not, that is nevertheless what they do. There are some people in any of those organizations who that is their drive, that is what they do, that is what their job, even if they get paid for it, and even if they moan about their pay and want to become rich, it is nevertheless their job to let their members and the rest of the community, in order to attract more members, know about good things in the community. Alright, so imagine you're having community leaders who are influential people to a certain crowd. Parents of soccer team players, parents of school kids, parents of karate club people, members of the congregation in the church, any church, Boy Scout type of things. The fire department is supposed to let people know what good is going on in the community. So are many city leaders, all kinds of things. Even the media at large, I might add. Like the local newspaper, all of them, their job is to let people know about good stuff. So if you have it, they will do it, and by doing so promote you. Well, you spend a little bit of time, money and effort to do so, but boy, is that well worth it, because it just grows, okay? It just grows. It's like buying a few seeds and then all of a sudden feeding the whole family. Good. So this type of good things could be something of real value, something physically you give. It could also be information, and it is usually both. As I said, we have a tremendous amount of those things available. Let's today talk about the one thing I wanted to mention today, which you could and should use. It's not available as such in every state, but nevertheless, it's a good example, and where it is available, you better use it. So here it is. What about if you could offer all those people I just talked about, whether they're your patients or not, whether they're clients or not, and say, hey, you can save 10 to 15 to 20% on your electricity bill all the time without ever switching your company, without ever going away from your local company like Edison here in California or whatever it is. And you get the billing from them. And if your cable breaks or anything is going on, they will come and fix it. It is nothing changes except, for all purpose, look at it as it's a discount coupon. And all it is needed from you is go to the internet or fax a particular form, which is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at the most to fill out, and the job is done. So, would most people like that? Absolutely. Okay? Or, no. Some just don't want a discount. But most of them do. Now, how can that be done? Well, because in the United States of America, about 10 or 12 or 15 some years ago, a thing called deregulation in the energy business has happened, and basically the government not only allows, but mandates, or either way allows, wholesalers to come and buy from the major local companies and resell it to any price they want. And today with the green job, where it's green energy, so energy companies came around, mix it up with solar energy and with whatever, and basically give credits. I do not know how the heck they do it. It doesn't really matter. All it matters is this: you can offer to the people in your community a 10 to 20% discount on electricity, and they get the same electricity than before. They get the same service than before from the very same people. This is important, because otherwise they may go, I don't know. You know how difficult it is to get switching people? Like, tell somebody he can save 50% on a coffee, switch from Starbucks to the next door little whatever local coffee thing. They won't do it, won't they? So is it with almost everything, except here they stay with the same company. Wonderful, great, absolutely incredible. Okay, it's for all purpose. The way I look at it, just a logistic. It's just, we offer a discount. If you send in the coupon, you get it. If you don't, you don't. You are the one who make them aware. You're the one who tells them to do that. By doing so, you get your foot into the door about something else, nothing to do with dentistry. It's one thing and one thing only. We do this for 15 years, more than that actually, 18, and let me tell you, this type of stuff works. Never done the electricity thing because it wasn't around. This was something new, so I'm letting you know. It's super important, nevertheless, because this particular thing has a couple more side effects. So imagine, I mentioned the churches. So they would like to save money. They would like the community, the members to save money. And what about if that church, by doing so, would actually get $1 or $2 from every community member in commission from that company? So the community member, their church member, saves money, 15%. The church gets money, the church saves money, so the church now all of a sudden can raise $200,000, $300,000 in fundraising every month without doing anything, without having to go out and sell, without having to go out and send their little boys out to sell magazines for the church or for the Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts, the same thing. So what about if the Boy Scouts run around not asking you for $20 to subscribe to a magazine, which I just did a few days ago from my neighbor's kid, okay? And they say, hey, you can save 15% in your energy bill. All you have to do is here, fill this form out, give me your bill, give me your code number from your bill, tell me what your bill is, boom, that's it. Switch down automatically. Okay? How much would they raise? And what about if you make money on that too? Which you do, but this is not, please, this is not why I'm letting you know about that. What I'm letting you know about is that you can attract lots and lots of new clientele by doing so, because you have your foot into the door. You do not start off dating a girl in the first 3 minutes with asking the all-important question, whatever that might be for you, marriage or some such stuff. Okay, no. You talk about all kinds of other things. Why is there so much money made on the golf course? Because people talk about other stuff first. You need to get a large entourage of people around you talking about you, mentioning your name in connection with something in order to eventually get the business. And let me tell you something, I mentioned it already, the economy is gonna do not get any better, probably a lot worse. Okay, but whether it gets better or not, if you get the community to promote you, it's a done. The old way of patients referral, and if I do a good job and if my food is good, people will refer to me, has a workability, absolutely no doubt, but it doesn't have enough workability for you to write home mommy about it. You've got to have other ways. This is one way. Go to the website below. It will show you how you can make money, but again, that's not the most important part. In fact, in my humble opinion, the least important part, even though the people who let me know about this thing think that you can make lots of money, and I am a network marketing, money-making, believing person. I have done so. Okay, I've gotten involved in network marketing companies with vitamin. We have to convince people to switch their vitamin to Star. We have to convince people to stay on it, and have made $100,000 in the very, very, very first year in such a thing. That's not that $100,000 in income I'm talking about, not in sales. Okay, income for me. So, okay, trust me, it can be done. But the main thing is If you let your people know, they will talk about it. By doing so, they will spread your name, and when the need arises for whatever your service it is, they'll include you in the shopping, and that's the best you can hope for. And trust me, that's all you can hope for. And trust me, that is all that is important.